Hello, my name's Kath Perry, and this is a fantastic interview with Peter Deadman, founder of the Journal of Chinese Medicine and co-author of A Manual of Acupuncture. We do hope you enjoy this interview.
And how has acupuncture education changed then?
Well, the first thing is there's a lot of it about. um, the resources are massive now. I mean, I don't want to sound like one of those old guys going, "Well, where there's a city now, there used to be all trees." But when I started, there were two books in English on acupuncture, or three, and they were rubbish. That was it. Information was hard to get and precious. Now, somebody studying Chinese medicine or acupuncture is overwhelmed. They have information overload, like we all do nowadays. There's hundreds, thousands of books and articles and things like that. So the job of learning now is filtering rather than acquiring information. The second thing, of course, is that colleges and schools have become much more professional, which I think is largely a good thing. I think there are pitfalls. I think that one pitfall I notice, and I travel a lot to teach, and I'd say it's pretty universal, is that pretty much everywhere teaching Chinese medicine has, of course, bitten the bullet and taken on the fact that they have to teach Western medicine. But I see very often that component is there to satisfy this imagined critical Western medicine profession. To tick the boxes, to show, oh, look, we teach to the level, we teach anatomy to the level that nurses have to learn, or perhaps physical therapists have to learn. But it's not, in most cases, really tailored to the needs of practitioners of Chinese medicine. I think education in Western medicine is essential for a practitioner, but really it needs to be designed for practitioners. And so, I don't. There are schools all over the world, and they obviously vary, and I certainly don't know them all. But I would say, for example, you take a typically trained modern young practitioner. I would say, first of all, they know. If you give an example, they know much more about anatomy, Western anatomy, than they do about Chinese anatomy. So Chinese anatomy is channel theory. So I bet you could take 50 newly qualified acupuncturists and ask them what the pathways that are divergent channels are, and they wouldn't know, but they probably still remember all the muscles that they'd learned. They might know a lot about anatomy, and they might know quite a lot about physiotherapy. I don't think they know much about disease. So if you take, for example, musculoskeletal diseases, which are bread and butter to acupuncturists. You're treating shoulders, hips, elbows. If you're going to be doing that, if you're going to be treating hundreds of patients a year with these disorders, it seems to me you should be able to make a differentiation of the most common shoulder disorders, elbow disorders, knee disorders, know how to physically test and make a diagnosis, and particularly know what the prognosis is. That's really important, the prognosis, because on the one hand, people will feel very proud, perhaps, that they resolved a particular problem in 5 treatments, when actually the natural progress of that disease is 5 weeks. It'll get better in 5 weeks. They might, on the other hand, feel very unhappy with themselves for having failed to successfully treat a problem in 5 weeks, like frozen shoulder, whose natural progression untreated is an 18-month disorder. So it's really important to know the prognosis. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this free webinar. Please take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel and please share on social media. The world will be a better place when more people know about the benefits of acupuncture.